stumbled across a town that had heard a little bit about craft beer and was interested to figure out what it all was like.
We make beer, it's our beer, it's your space.
So you'll be able to stand on this bridge and look down the river and see people in it surfing and kayaking and tubing.
Back in the day, they filled it in with ash from the Brickyard, and it became known as the Brickyard Hollow.
We landed in East Bayside. It was the cheapest rent we could find, but also it was near all the other breweries that were in town.
Hello everyone, I'm Dan Tilton with Skowhegan Savings Bank, and we are proud to be the presenting sponsor of Cheers from Maine. We're excited to show you the craft brewing, distilling, and wine industry here in Maine and the positive economic impact these industries are having on our state. At Skowhegan Savings Bank, we've been helping Mainers with their banking needs for over 150 years. So please stop in at one of our 12 locations throughout the state of Maine. We would love to see you. Cheers from Skowhegan Savings.
Hey everyone, welcome to Cheers from Maine, a show dedicated to the craft beverage industry and the economic impacts these people and places are having on our great state. I'm Noelle Tuttle, and today I'm excited to show you the wonderful city of Westbrook. Maine is home to many creative and rugged people who are big reasons millions of people flock to our state each year. There are so many opportunities for locals and visitors to create tailored adventures. And here in Westbrook, when you visit, no matter the season, you'll not only find great food, craft breweries, and new businesses popping up weekly, but you'll find plenty of outdoor fun along the Presumpscot River here on the Riverbank Park. The park is in the heart of downtown, is family friendly, and home to a gazebo, green fields, or today are very white, a playground for the kiddos, access to the river, and the Westbrook Veterans Brick Memorial. There's so much energy and growth in the city, but right now I'm most excited to show you Westbrook's first brewery, Mast Landing. Let's go.
Hey everybody, welcome to Mast Landing Brewing Company in Westbrook, Maine. Thanks for coming on down. We're excited to share our brews with you. Almost 7 years ago now, we formed the company here in Westbrook. It's about 6 months after we had the initial idea and trying to find a location that would work for brewing, and we stumbled across this. At the same time, stumbled across a town that had heard a little bit about craft beer and was interested to figure out what it all was like, and they brought us in with arms open, and I think there's a lot of chatter about what's next. People are understanding the social and economic impact of small breweries, and so we're on the cusp, I think, of, in addition to all this other economic development here, I think you're going to see breweries be a part of that for generations and decades to come. We established a scholarship to give back to the graduating seniors here in town, and we're in our 5th or 6th year of that now. So we're excited that now we're at a point where we can begin to be part of that welcoming committee. I think the riverbank is one of the most overlooked natural resources we have in the greater Portland area. We have this beautiful river that cuts right through the middle of Westbrook. The town has put a lot of emphasis on cleaning up the river, being good stewards for the environment to make sure that this whole area really can enjoy this resource. And I think it really is what sets Westbrook apart and makes it a unique destination. You know, everything started here, and we sort of took these steps out as we outgrew what we could do in this footprint. About 1.5 miles away, we've got our production facility, and it was important for us to keep those operations still in Westbrook. Since then, we've got 2 other tap rooms, one up in Freeport, and then a new one that just opened in South Portland. For us, it's about getting into the community, and we really like being part of that fabric.
I'm so excited to be here. Tell me about what's your favorite beer?
We're known, actually, believe it or not, for something that's a little bit off the beaten path these days. It's actually a peanut butter milk stout, but I hear you're into IPA. We obviously, like a lot of other breweries, do a lot with IPAs. So one of the ones that we're really excited about right now is an IPA called Windbreaker. This is one of the beers that we've identified as sort of a major player for us this year. This is a nice sort of sampling of some of the offerings we have here. So this first beer here is the Windbreaker IPA that I mentioned earlier. Moving on here, we have a beer called Lost Symphonies. This will be a very different product in that it sort of evokes a cocktail type of an experience. Gunner's Daughter is our flagship. Pretty interesting being a brewery in Maine and not have an IPA be your flagship. But for us, the market sort of defined that for us. So this is a peanut butter milk stout at around 5.5%. And the last offering we have here for you is a fruited ale. So this one actually has pomegranate as its sort of showpiece, and you'll have a little bit of lactose in that to sort of take the edges off the tartness and provide a nice little creamy experience for you. So you've got the whole gamut here.
Well, the IPA is my favorite, so I will try that one first.
All right.
Oh, that's delightful. And what's your favorite?
That's tough. So last year we brewed a little over 60 different beers. When you're doing that many different beers, it's really difficult to pick one that is just your go-to. But if I was forced to, I would say right now Champ Lager is my go-to. Having a clean American lager that is just solid, good beer and refreshing is sort of where I divert to these days. But
Like a bougie Bud Light?
yeah, essentially, yeah.
Well, Ian, thank you for showing me around. Congratulations on your growth and success and the reputation that you've built. I look forward to seeing what you do next. But in the meantime, let's throw it over to Don and see where his adventures are taking him this week. Cheers from Mast Landing.
Today we find ourselves in Portland's bustling East Bayside neighborhood. The term Hi-Fidelity means to reproduce an image or a sound with little or no loss of quality or distortion. And the brewery Hi-Fidelity opened last summer by P.D. Wappler and Dante Matterall. They make beers of the highest quality, but relatively low alcohol content. And their facility also doubles as a performance area for Portland's arts and music scene.
Welcome to Hi-Fidelity in Portland's East Bayside. We're glad you're here.
Here at Hi-Fidelity, we're open 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. That's Thursday through Saturday. It's 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Sunday and Monday. I'm hoping you guys will stop in and have a great time.
Hi-Fidelity beer is about making high-quality beer, being transparent about it, and honestly providing a space for musicians and artists and folks who just want to get some work done at a cool spot, and anyone in the community who wants to hang out. We make beer, it's our beer, it's your space. We decided to open a commercial brewery a little bit after I moved back to Maine from Canada. And we were talking about home brewing and making our own place.
It's been kind of like a dream of mine pretty much as soon as I got into craft beer, right when I turned 21. I always wanted to make my own space with high quality beer, and brewing was always a part of that. So brew pub type thing was always on my radar. So it was great when I met Dante, and he was also into brewing and doing a similar thing. We landed in East Bayside kind of out of necessity. It was the cheapest rent we could find at the time, but also it was a benefit that it was near all the other breweries that were in town. We wanted to be part of that community, and we wanted to try and bring a little bit of food into this area.
We're trying to do a little more than just be a brewery tasting room, which I think everyone has a sort of expectation of what that means. We were trying to create that creative space, that spot for anyone who wants to be there, and so that means offering a little more than just beer. We have our lounge license, so we can serve liquor and wine. We have a food establishment license. We do red beans and rice, a breakfast sandwich, and we were eating too many beans and bacon, so we added a hummus plate to that. 3 options, all $5 each, all delicious.
Yeah, we were trying to really expand like the brewery model, the tasting room model. There was a lot of room to do some pretty interesting things. The fact that almost every tasting room closes at like 8 or 9, like max, was like, well, we can be open later. You're allowed to be open till 1. Let's see what that's like. Been trying to do lots of live music. We have, our house drum kit set up all the time. We just got a piano. I got all my guitars up on the wall. So we've been doing like lots of shows and live music, and honestly, open mic has been really, really successful for us.
So the beer I'm brewing here for the most part are English and American styles, lower ABV, but still flavorful. A big part of what we're doing is, since we're having live music and events, we don't want to have a whole lot of high octane beers where you have 2 or 3 and then you have to go home, get a taxi, and take a nap. So the English and American styles really have a lot to play with there. Towards the end of April, we should have our cream ale out. Cream ales are great. We're seeing a lot of lagers in the craft beer industry, and the cream ale is the ale brewer's response to lagers. I think that'll be a great beer. I think that is a great beer. It's in kegs, it's just not on tap yet.
Yeah.
Our beer, you can get it right here, and you can get it at a few bars around town. Mostly, honestly, folks who have been eagerly anticipating us open, folks who PD's known for a while now, and who have been excited to have Hi-Fidelity open. And when we did finally open, they've wanted kegs. Nosh, CBG, King's Head, a few other places.
Those are the staples. I just dropped a keg off at Arcadia. Cocktail Mary's been keeping us on pretty regularly.
Yeah.
The North Point. A bunch of like small places who are excited about some low ABV beer options. Cheers from Hi-Fidelity and cheers from Maine.
I grew up in South Portland, so I am familiar with the community, and it's great to be able to work with folks from all different financial paths to help them achieve their goals. We've been welcomed to the Portland community with open arms. Folks are really excited to have us down here and interested about our options. Come on into our Marginal Way location. We have plenty of products for banking or lending, and we'd love to see you.
Well, Christina, thanks for joining us and showing us all the exciting things happening here in Skowhegan.
My pleasure. I love Skowhegan and I love to talk about it.
I know you do. And so let's talk a little bit about some of the exciting stuff that's happening. There's lots of money being spent here in town.
Yeah, 650 million plus. So it's a really exciting time for Skowhegan.
That is absolutely amazing. And I know Sappy's got a big project. New Balance is adding a couple hundred jobs. What are some of the other things that are happening?
Well, we're really excited about the spinning mill right in downtown and that investment, which will add housing and hotel rooms and a brewery right in downtown. So that's exciting for us.
Yeah, it is. And we're right here over the river.
Yeah.
There's something going on here.
There is. The Skowhegan River Park. It's been a project that's about 20 years in the making, and we are in permitting right now, and we hope to be going to construction at the end of the summer.
Wow, and that's going to be right here where we're standing pretty much, right?
Yeah, so you'll be able to stand on this bridge and look down the river and see people in it surfing and kayaking and tubing.
Awesome. What a great thing for Skowhegan that's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. The economic impact and community development opportunities are amazing. We'll have two features here on River Right and then one down at the Big Eddy, and the middle feature basically is going to be the best one where it'll be adjustable so you can actually surf on it in our river.
Oh, that is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then river access on both sides also, so really making it an accessible place for people to recreate.
And what a great spot to view from right here on this footbridge. You can see it all.
Yeah. And there's a trail system over here on the right-hand side as well. And so we're expecting to have about 50 miles worth of trails accessible via downtown when we're all setting it up.
Bike trails?
Bike trails, walking trails, and lots of days during the year, including winter, where we'll do some cross-country skiing also. I'm originally from this area, and I think one of the reasons why I wanted to work in Skowhegan and why I love working in Skowhegan now is that it feels like home. It is home, and it's a place that I really want to help grow and improve the quality of life. There's this great group of people all working towards improving the quality of life in town. And there's such momentum right now, and that's because of all of the bootstrapping that so many of us have done over the last several years to make things happen. The community in Skowhegan is like no other in any community that I've ever worked in. And I think it's a place where people are proud to be where they're from, but also excited to see what the future holds. We have a pretty awesome plan that came out of a strategic planning effort a couple years ago to really grow Skowhegan around outdoor recreation, local food, and the arts. And so we're excited as that plan is kind of taking off. There is $650 million being invested in Skowhegan over the next couple of years, and that is from significantly large investments from Sappi and New Balance, but also to some smaller investments where we've got downtown business owners and property owners who are investing in their businesses and their properties, which is amazing to see. There's all this investment in business and in properties, and we're seeing some investment in housing as well, but also in a new school where there's really this well-rounded effort to really make Skowhegan a place people can call home. 2023 is actually Skowhegan's bicentennial, so it seems so appropriate and exciting that all of these investments are happening and we're talking about this future growth right now. It's an opportunity for us to take note of the past and really think about and be excited for the future. So it's really an exciting time to be in Skowhegan. Skowhegan's community is something that I can't express enough about. It is full of great people who are excited about progress, and I think that Skowhegan Savings Bank is an example of this great community partner that is so supportive of all the things that are happening in town.
Well, all this walking in town here is making me thirsty. How about we head up to Brickyard Hollow for a beer?
Sounds great.
All right.
We're at Brickyard Hollow in Skowhegan on Madison Avenue. We opened on December 10th of last year. Brickyard Hollow as a company has been open since June of 2018 with the original opening in Yarmouth, Maine. Brad Mall, who's one of the founders of Brickyard Hollow, lives in Yarmouth, and he wanted to bring a brew pub with a community feel to Yarmouth. He opened up in a spot right in the center of town that used to be a swampland, and back in the day they filled it in with ash from the Brickyard, and it became known as the Brickyard Hollow, and that's where the name came from. Brad was born and raised in Skowhegan along with the other co-owner, and just wanted to bring that sense of community and a family-friendly brew pub to the area. The reception has been absolutely amazing. People seem to really like us. I keep hearing this is exactly what the town needed. One of the things I like the most about the beer is it's very approachable. We don't have anything that's too off the wire. It's easy drinking. It makes it easy to bring new people who aren't necessarily craft beer drinkers into the craft beer fold. By far, our most popular is our flagship IPA, Trestle IPA. It is a hazy IPA, but it's got enough bitterness to it that you actually know that it's an IPA. But one of our best selling also is our 1901 Kolsch, which is made with Maine grains from Blue Ox malt. And it's just a very clean, crisp drinking ale that it drinks like a Pilsner, so it's very easy for people who don't drink craft beer to drink. I think the best way to experience a brewery is to do a flight. That way you can really experience and figure out which beers you like the best by them. It gives you a good sample of it. And as for our food, I love our pizzas. The pub food is really good too, but I would say our craft pizzas are really like one of the highlights of our menu, I would say. Brickyard does these things called community nights, where they'll bring in local charities, organizations and stuff, and they'll donate part of the proceeds from that night's sales to that charity. And it really gives an opportunity for the general managers to get involved with the community and go to places like animal shelters, food pantries, and other charity organizations, and really just give back, because the community obviously gives us something, and it's nice to be able to give something back. This is becoming a community gathering spot in Skowhegan. We've had several events. The Chamber's hosted an event here. We just had Maine Biz here last Tuesday that held an event with a lot of local and non-local people coming to here. So it's becoming a place for people to meet and have a good beer and food. Dan, here's your trestle. Christina, here's your Kolsch. Thanks for having us in the community, and thanks for stopping by today.
Yeah, Chris, thanks for having us in here. It's been great to hear a little bit about you and Brickyard Hollow. Christina, thank you for visiting with us. Super excited to hear all the great things happening in Skowhegan. Cheers.
Cheers.
Whether you're looking to finance a piece of equipment in a quick couple of days to more of a term loan or a commercial line of credit, we have the experience and the ability to customize deals to benefit the customer. The reason why we have such strong relationships is our team is available. If you need them, they will answer your call. I'd encourage anyone that has commercial banking needs to stop into one of our 12 locations and start your relationship with us today.
There's nothing quite like your neighborhood sports bar. Whether you're sitting at the bar, a high top, or just grabbing takeout to go, the game day vibes are always high here at Coppersmith Tavern and Table. Let's go inside.
Hi, I'm Bob Coppersmith. This is my wife, Paula Coppersmith. We're at Coppersmith Tavern and Table, 671 Main Street, South Portland. And we opened this establishment in, I believe, March of 2018. Kind of what we wanted to do, we wanted to make it like a Cheers, like a nice, friendly neighborhood bar. Something that family can come into, sports-minded people. We got a nice neighborhood here. People come in from all over, and they really appreciate us being here, and they support us quite well. And we support them as far as the South Portland community, the different schools. We have a function room that we do functions with, and we even fundraisers. We did fundraisers not too long ago for the South Portland Fire Department. We have all the televisions going. We got a bunch of the big screens, and we have a bunch of the regulars that come in, and they sit around, and you get some hooting and hollering, and everybody rooting for their favorite team. It's nice. It's a good feeling. Before we had this place here, we was at Dock Seafood in South Portland. We was there for probably close to 10 years, and then we decided to move on and try something else. We're both from Portland. We live in Wyndham now, but South Portland is like our second home. We got quite a menu. We get it from seafood to hamburgers to steak. Paula makes chili pretty much every day. French onion soup, we kind of do like the homemade type things. One of the popular dishes is the meatloaf, but we do have pretty much a little bit of everything. We don't specialize in just one. We try to have a nice variety. We really want to thank the community for supporting us, and we'll continue to support them, and we'll try to make it a nice place to come visit.
Hi, I'm Kelly. I'm the bar manager here at Coppersmith Tavern. I've been here since 2019. We have a pretty good neighborhood following. We are family friendly. We have a kids menu. I bring my family in all the time, and we do private events. We have happy hour Monday through Friday, 2 to 6. And then during football games on Sundays, we have 16 beers on tap. We have Lone Pine, we have Maine Beer Company, Allagash, the Bago, and I'm gonna be bringing in other locals before the summer start. Our wings are phenomenal. I would definitely suggest you try them. Our pizzas are also great. I don't think most people would think of us as a pizza restaurant, but we do everything, by hand here. And then our haddock Reuben is something that not everyone carries. It's not traditional Reuben, doesn't have sauerkraut, but it's our take on a Reuben, and it's pretty popular here.
Well, Paula, Bob, and Kelly, thank you for having us, and thank you for building this awesome establishment. It's a place to be on game day. So with that, cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to Hi-Fidelity. Eggs are cheap again.
Thanks, you guys, for having us, for coming here. I don't know how this stuff works.
Things that are happening here in Skowhegan.
Here in Westbrook, Park is heart. Westbrook's first. Why can't I say the R?
It's Christopher, or Chris, C-H-R-I-S.
Title should say underneath your name.
Brewer. B-R-E-W.
That is not correct.
I always forget cheers from Westbrook.
I was probably going to say some more, but I've forgotten everything that I know about beer.
Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to walk.